Hi guys, and welcome back to KRTV Marvel. We hope you enjoyed our previous death battles, and if you did, consider subscribing for more content like this. Gigan. Now, here's a monster that is better than all of the movies he's featured in. The design for Gigan is absolutely nuts. He's basically a walking set of blades with big, curved scythes for arms. His signature weapon, though, is a rotating saw blade stuck right down the middle of his chest. It spins like a table saw and spells death for anyone unfortunate enough to come near it. But is it enough to take down the king of monsters? Let's find out. There have only been two mainstream film adaptations of Gigan. Gigan from the Showa series and Gigan from the 2004 film Godzilla Final Wars. Gigan from the Showa series and Gigan from the 2004 film Godzilla Final Wars. Gigan from Final Wars was a complete idiot, has got his head blown off by Godzilla and sliced off by Mothra. Gigan from the Showa series showed a bit more resistance and nearly killed the king of the monsters in the 1972 film by cutting him open with his signature buzzsaws. Gigan, to me, did not go out on a high note way back in 2004 when he was killed by Godzilla. The cyborg has always been a coward in nature, despite being the first kaiju to make Godzilla bleed way back in 1972. If Godzilla kept his distance and just blew Gigan's head off with his atomic breath, I would say that the king of the monsters would be just fine. But that wouldn't be fair to Gigan, considering how badly he was portrayed in the movies. Anime Gigan, for one, has strength that roughly scales to Godzilla's in his base form and is able to survive Zilla's atomic breath, which had previously eviscerated other kaijus all at once. He also has enough stamina to keep fighting Godzilla for 3 days straight. He's also able to fly in his base form. His upgraded arms come with Final Wars-style hook cables, his visor can fire a continuous beam instead of a shotgun blast, his chest becomes equipped with a blade launcher that would be later used for Mechagodzilla, he gains armored plating on his body, and his hook hands are eventually replaced with hyper-vibrating chainsaws with homing missile launchers attached to them. In his final nanometal form, all of his abilities and his durability are presumably boosted even further, and he also gains the ability to rapidly regenerate. If we compare the two of them according to their size and weight, you can see just how easily Gigan has a fighting chance. Godzilla's from 1954 all the way to 1975 are in fact the same height and the same weight. They are 164 feet or 50 meters tall and weigh approximately 20,000 metric tons or 22,000 tons. Now Gigan from the movie Godzilla Final Wars is approximately 120 meters tall and weighs in around 60,000 metric tons or 62,000 tons. Obviously, there is a massive size difference between the two kaiju. This is a serious disadvantage for Godzilla as he is only 50 meters tall, while Gigan is 120 meters tall. He is over twice the size of Godzilla. But is size really the determining factor here? Not quite. In fact, I'm going to go against the grain and say Godzilla wins rather easily. It's obvious which of the two has the firepower, but Gigan has two glaring weaknesses. A, he's an idiot, and B, he's a coward. Gigan never goes in for the quick kill because he's a bully and wants to torture his opponent. He had several chances across 3 movies to kill Godzilla and instead stuck to torture. He would easily underestimate the true power of Godzilla and end up getting blown away by his atomic breath. But there is a caveat. Godzilla not only has to charge his atomic breath, but he's slow when turning while shooting it. While Gigan shoots his laser beams, not only is it instantaneous, but it also picks up intensity the longer it runs, which causes greater damage. Also, the atomic breath is pretty much the only defense Godzilla has against Gigan, because fighting the cyborg up close and personal is definitely not in G's favor. Not only is Gigan physically more dominant, but he is pretty much a walking chainsaw that would rip through Godzilla in no time. Speed has always been an issue when it comes to Godzilla, and it is very likely that he won't be fast enough to evade Gigan, especially considering that Gigan can also fly. That would leave Godzilla in a rather precarious situation. The only thing Godzilla has against Gigan is his atomic breath, which of course also takes a while to recharge. So who would win a death battle? Well, it mostly depends on what the circumstances of the fight are. If it is long range, then it is an easy win for Godzilla. But if the brawl gets up close and personal, then victory is most assuredly Gigan's. But if we're to decide on a clear winner, then it would be Godzilla, simply because he has the will to dominate. Like I mentioned before, Gigan is a bit of a coward and will flee at the first sign of trouble, and this is essentially why he falls short. Gigan's powerful and all, but he's not exactly the brightest kaiju around. And anyway, a retreating enemy would make an easy mark for Godzilla's atomic breath. And that is how the King of the Monsters takes the win. So there you are, guys. I hope this video offers some good insight. If you enjoyed it, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe to KRTV Marvel for more content like this. And as always, thanks for watching.